Hey everyone, a little rainy out today, so I'm sitting in the car where it's nice and dry and it's quiet so I can make this video for you. We're starting in Joshua. Joshua raises a very difficult question. The reason for that is that Joshua is a fulfillment of the promise that God gave Abraham. God promised Abraham that he could have the land of Canaan. He made it for him to have the promised land. We hear about the promised land all through Moses' life and through Abraham's life and all that. Oh, the promised land this, the promised land that, flowing with milk and honey. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. But Joshua all of a sudden grows a little bit of realness to it. Because we come to it and Joshua is moving into the promised land and there's people who already live there. And God has promised it to the Israelites. What about the people who are living there? And in Joshua, we see that Joshua crosses the Jordan River into the promised land. First thing they do, they attack the city of Jericho. Big walls, big armed guards, soldiers. Why do you think they had soldiers and walls? For their protection. Because they owned that land and they wanted to continue to own it. What gives the Israelites the right to take the land that isn't theirs? Now, there can be tons of comparisons made. For example, a lot of the lands of Canaan worshipped gods that were really terrible. Some of the gods had things like child sacrifice, where they would kill babies in the name of that god. A lot of immorality, a lot of things that are very distressing and upsetting to God. So certainly sin played a factor in that, but ultimately David says it best, I think. In Psalm chapter 24, verse 1, it says this: "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. The world and all of its people belong to him." Verse 2 says, "Because he laid the earth's foundations on the seas, and built it on the ocean's depths." Ultimately, God owns the earth. And so certainly God has the right to say to any people, hey, you have lived in Canaan all this time, but you're done. It's time to go. Time to go, or time to stop serving your gods and start serving me. We see this with a good example with Jericho. Rahab helped the spies. She said, I believe your God has proven that he's the true God, and I want to serve him. And so Rahab is allowed to stay, allowed to live in the land with the Israelites. As everybody else said, nope, we got to stop these people. Oh, but God said that they could have it. Nope, we're going to put a stop to it. Chase those spies down, find them, stop them. Rahab says, nope, I believe your God has proven himself. And so I will follow the Lord. And as a result, she's allowed to become one of the Jews. One of several examples that happen throughout the Old Testament where people who were foreigners to the Jews at first become Jews themselves. They start worshiping and they become undistinguishable. In fact, Rahab is actually in the family line that leads to Jesus Christ, which is pretty cool. Anyway, certainly the Lord owns the land. He owns the whole earth. And so he can choose who gets to live there and who does not. And God said to Abraham that he could have the land. And the truth is, we worship a gracious God who was willing to let anybody that was willing to say, I'll leave my gods behind and follow you. He let any of them join the Israelites. But most of them said, nope, we'll keep worshiping our gods and we'll put a stop to you and your people. And God didn't have anything of that. Hard question, tough question, difficult question, but certainly the earth belongs to the Lord. And he always has the right. Check out the Buck Denver videos. Until next time, have a wonderful week. Love and miss you all. Have a great time. Bye.